But again, thank you very much for tuning in for the last couple of ones. The last one that Carrie and I did the other night, it was really long. I do apologize about that. And I just couldn't get it to cut down on Facebook. Like, I couldn't get it to edit. It kept uploading to the full version. Even if, like I said, I apologized on Facebook. I was like, I'm not technically inclined, so I really don't know how all that works. But I was able to get it cut down into 2 smaller sections on YouTube. So if you really aren't interested at all in sitting and watching like the full, like I think it's like almost like a 20-minute version of Carrie and I just rambling, it is cut into 2 sections on YouTube. So speaking of which, my thing is that I'm going to try to make sure that I keep it down to shorter time slots, because I know that people just don't want to watch. Like 20 minutes, that's a long time to sit and watch people just talking. So, so I'm going to try to keep it down. I'm going to kind of try to time it out to where, like, especially like these one-on-one moments, like where it's just me, I'm going to try to keep it down to like 10 minutes, just as a check-in on Fridays, you know, talk a little tidbits and listen to a little music with you. If Carrie joins me, or if anybody else joins me, you know, I may make it a little longer, but probably never anything past 15 minutes, because I just feel like this is too much. So yeah, speaking of Carrie joining me, I talked to Carrie about it, and Carrie had a lot of fun, so I think Carrie's going to join me more, the more that we do this, or the more that I do this, which I really like, because A, it allows me to spend more time with him, and gives us something to do as a hobby, and B, I'm really almost surprised, as long as Carrie and I have been together, it's like going on 3 years now, how many of my friends that still have yet to meet him, and they don't know him at all. It's really weird. Like, I have this, I was just thinking about it. I was just actually chatting with a friend of mine, Jason Vance, a couple of nights ago on IM, and I realized after I got offline with him that he had never met Carrie. And Jason is a part of friends that I have that I call the Greensboro crew, Greensboro, North Carolina. And that consists of Jason Vance, Timothy Biddle, and Mindy Hudson. And they were such a huge part of my life for, you know, a huge portion, you know, like three years. Like the four of us were constantly seeing each other and constantly hanging out. And so Timothy and Mindy have both at least met Carrie. But I realized after I got offline with Jason, I was like, Jason doesn't even know Kez. I was like, that's so weird to me. So, I mean, if, you know, Jason gets to tune in to things like this, well, at least he'll kind of get an idea of who Carrie is and how Carrie fits in. So anyway, yeah, update on the whole Susie Orman restaurant, you know, financial situation. So, Carrie and I realized it's really difficult. It is not easy at all. The whole restaurant deal, oh my gosh. We've already run into a couple situations. Like Carrie randomly yesterday was like, so let's go out to, and then we were like, oh, we can't. We're not supposed to be eating out for a month. And then we have this friend of mine, one of the girls in our cast, her birthday is coming up next Thursday, and she was talking about the plans for the day. Her boyfriend's coming in, and she was like, I'd love for everybody to get up that morning and let's all go to this great little restaurant. You know, it's a real simple little restaurant called The Pantry that's around here, and they do an amazing breakfast. She's like, I'd love for everybody to go and have brunch, breakfast-ish with me, blah, 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 and then that night have drinks. And Carrie and I just were talking today, and I was like, Carrie, we can't go with her to breakfast. It's kind of sucky. But we're going to stick to it just to see what kind of difference it makes financially for us. We are going to stick to it. But so far, so good. The drinking situation, we have a drinking situation between the two of us, an agreement. We also, for the next month or so, Carrie and I have decided that we are going to cut back on our drinking. I always feel like it's a good time. It's always a good idea to take some time to focus in and be like, how much am I drinking? How often do I drink? Kind of situation. And so what we agreed to do was we have like 2 nights during the week, which is like a Thursday night, which is when we had our taping the other day. Or was that Thursday? No, that was Sunday. So Sunday night was when Carrie and I had some drinks, and we decided to do some filming afterwards. So Sunday nights and Thursday nights, those are our nights to kind of like chill, have some beers, and we're going to see how that works for us. Not just financially, I think it'll be financially better for us to cut back on some drinking, but it'll also be health-wise better for us to cut back on some drinking. So we'll keep you updated on how that's going to. So far, so good on that. What's coming up? Oh my gosh, the weather here in Pennsylvania has been so tragically cold. I'm freezing. I need for everyone to give me just one moment. I have to change the music. I have this song, I have this song on my iTunes. Regardless, some people are like, no, don't play that song. Anyway, I won't even go into the song. But anyway, the cold weather here. It's getting really cold. Today, the weather was 12 degrees here in Lancaster. With wind chill, it was -7. Coming up in the weekend that we're going into, it's, I believe, the temperature's going to go down to the single digits, and that's not with the wind chill. That's just the temperature itself. So we're bracing for it. Let's see what else. What other exciting news? Tuesday, inauguration, presidential inauguration. I'm so excited. Carrie and I have Tuesday off. My plans are to hopefully stick around and see and be a part of on television as much of the inauguration as I can, stand. Sometimes you have to be like, because it can be a little pomp and circumstance, boring. But I'm really excited. It's such a new time for us. It actually makes my heart beat really fast whenever I talk about it. So we're very excited. I know so many people are really excited. So I'm going to be tuning in on all Tuesday on that. Also next week we have coming up is Lost, the return of ABC's Lost. I'm a Lost freak. We'll be talking more about Lost, I'm sure. I think Carrie and I are planning on doing some kind of little countdown episode where we're going to get on just like we did the other night, but it'll all be about Lost. It'll just be me and Carrie. Carrie and I get crazy about Lost. Like some people are like, don't talk, and some people get, have your weird things. Carrie and I do not talk to each other during Lost. Like there is no talking. There's no questions while the show is on. But because we can't talk, everything's physical. So he and I literally beat the hell out of each other. Like we beat the shit out of each other during the show in the past. Where we're sitting there and something will happen and we'll just start like sitting next to each other. We're like punching. We're like, oh my god! So we're very excited. What else is coming up for this week? Oh, John Larkin. John Larkin is a friend of mine that I met within the Prather Theaters. I actually met him here at the Dutch Apple Theater. That's been a long time ago. That was 2005? Yeah, it was 2005 that I met John. And so he's coming up. He actually lives somewhere. I feel bad. John, if you see this, I'm sorry. John is from Delaware. Yeah, John's from Delaware. And John will be coming in to visit next week to see the show. So I'm very excited about seeing him. He's a great guy. And I think he's going to be here through Friday, so maybe he'll pop in and be a part of this little Friday check-in segment. So, all right, I think that's all I really wanted to do. Just if you guys have any questions, if you guys have anything that you want me to address, this is as much for you as it is for me. It's really me, it's me expressing. But if there's anything you would like to see or like to hear me talk about, or I don't know. I just feel like this can be some open communication, I think.